What are powers of attorney? A lot of people have heard of them, but they associate them almost exclusively with the elderly. They could not be more wrong. Powers of attorney are relevant to everyone because they're not just for Alzheimer's and dementia, which we suffer from when we're older as a whole. They are very, very useful for that, but they are for anything that could befall us that we don't know are going to happen, such as accidents, strokes, sporting accidents, accidents at work, fall down the stairs accidents. Then what happens? Well, our assets are frozen because the government protect us then. Because we're vulnerable, they protect us by freezing our assets so that we can't be taken advantage of. But the bad side of that is our spouses and the people who we want to have access to our assets can't. Now, what does a power of attorney do and how does it help? What it is a legal deed, again, where you have nominated the people who you love and trust to be able to have the authority to manage those assets for you. Now, there are rules. They can't just do what they want. And you're not giving up your power. You're just giving them the authority to be able to help you, both when you have capacity and when you don't. So what I've primarily talked about is the financial power of attorney, but there are actually two. There's one for your finance and one for health and welfare. Now, the health and welfare one gives authority to the people who you trust again, and it doesn't have to be the same people as the financial one, but those people then have authority to make health and welfare decisions for you, but only when you can't, because the default position will always be that you've got the authority to make your own health decisions unless it's deemed that you haven't, and then those people can make them for you. And those are really critical decisions, such as, where am I going to live? Am I going to be cared for at home? Or do I have to go into a care home? And if so, which care home do I go into? And dealing with the social workers and dealing with the medics and life-sustaining treatment decisions. All really, really critical decisions that you have to make, which you won't be able to because you have no capacity. So you want the people who you trust to make those decisions. Because if you don't, it's not those people who make the decisions. It's the social workers and the medics who will solely be making those decisions for you. And is that what you want? Or do you actually want your loved ones to make those decisions for you? The powers of attorney have to be registered with the government, which we do for you, before they work. Once they are registered with the government, the attorneys on your financial one can act straight away if we draw it up that way, but they can only act with your consent. So that's terribly useful for when you want some help. You've still got your capacity to do it, but you want some help. And they've got the authority to do that, but they can also carry on when you haven't got capacity. The health one, however, only kicks in. Your attorneys can only make those decisions when you no longer can make those decisions yourself.